It's hard to be an energetically aware person. Maybe you feel too sensitive or you've been told that you were too sensitive. Yeah, I feel the energy that so many of you have been told that you're too sensitive. Now, the thing is your sensitivity, your awareness is actually you being aware of more energies, frequencies, and emotions all around you. And when you are experiencing all that and you don't yet know how to change it, how to reduce those capacities, it can be really hard. I've mentioned before about how any superpower, which your energetic awareness actually is, your quote unquote sensitivity, um, is a superpower, but any superpower that's stuck on full becomes a limitation. So you can think of Wonder Woman or Superman if they only could access their super strength. And every time that they went to pick up a glass of water with their super strength, it would shatter in their hand. Or if they went to give somebody a hug, well, you just know what's going to happen. And the part that I just want to acknowledge you is that you've made it through this far. You've come so far along your path and made it through so many of these challenges because your awareness and your sensitivity has made things feel a lot harder than you think they should be. And maybe even people have told you that it shouldn't be this hard. You should be able to do these things very easily. Whoa. Yeah. So everywhere people told you that it should be easier for you to do these things that were hard for you. Ugh, do you choose to release and let go all those judgments, all those emotions that you felt because of that? Ugh, yes, I choose that. Whoosh, out, out, out. Yeah, and I get it. And it can be really tough to be you. I know because it's been really tough to be me for most of my life. And the thing is it doesn't have to be. With some very simple energetic tools and awarenesses, it can really change how you feel about yourself and how you interact in the world. And you feel the energy on that and how you interact in the world? Yeah, because once again, if you've been feeling all these extra feelings and emotions, anytime you go outside your house, your apartment, your room, um, it can be really difficult because there's this extra energetic weight that makes it harder for you to do things that regular muggle type people, they just don't perceive the energies that you do. And the thing is it can be so much easier with, like I said, a few simple tools. And let's just go ahead and talk about those right here. So the first one is to ask, when something feels like more difficult than it should be, is to ask, are you aware of any energies or emotions behind the scenes? Ooh. Or you could say something like unseen emotions or energies. Ooh, do you feel the energy on that? You're aware of unseen emotions and energies? Ooh, yeah, and that's one of the tools for pretty much anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling that something is a lot more difficult than it should be, is you want to ask what energies are underneath the surface, or what things are you aware of that you might not be consciously aware of. And often just that acknowledgement, that recognition that there's something else there is enough to change and shift it. The other tool that I use is energetic clearings, energetic releasings, which is removing all those energies. And you'll see me use my hands. I'll use my body, or my body helps me during this process to clear and release things out that are in the way. And that's one of the quick ones. Oh, now let's another one. So like if you're out in a crowd with a whole bunch of energies that are up and active, woo, yeah, I feel that. Um, if when you bump into people, or even if you don't, a good energetic tool is just to wipe your arms off, because that just is letting your body know to release those energies that you've been sensing. And I talk a lot about them. You're also picking them up because those energies can permeate things, kind of like if you're out in the rain. The rain just doesn't stay on the surface, it slowly works its way in. And this happens to us as energetically aware people. And it can be really helpful to have what I call a daily energetic practice. I'll leave a link to one of my powerful MP3 audios that you can download for free, which is a great tool to help you release those. Because once again, as these energies just kind of build up in energetically aware people, over the course of the day or the week. And then without releasing them, it's kind of like this level of tension just kind of builds up. And you might have known it that when someone says something to you and then you jump on them, you blurt out, you say something that you wish you didn't. Woo. And that can be because those energies have been just building up inside of you and they needed to be released. Whew. So let's just do some couple quick releases around that. So all the energies that you've been exposed to, all the ones that are influencing you, that you absorbed, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all those energies to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Out, out, dissipate, 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 discharge, 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 drain, and flush. And I probably should just mention for those of you who are new here is many times the energies that you pick up and your body picking up those energies, you and your body just naturally want to release those. And you can release those easily and quickly. But one of the challenges is in our modern world, our modern society, there's not many places where you're invited to release those or when it's basically permitted because for so many of us the energies that we feel inside the modern world doesn't recognize that we have them, so of course they're not going to give you permission to release those. Whoa, yeah. Whoa. So all the places you've been looking for permission to release those energies when permission was not going to be given, maybe because they didn't even know they needed to give it to you, and then two, they didn't understand what you were going through. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Oh, yes, I choose that. Release, 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 release. Oh, and do you feel how your body's feeling more peaceful right now? Yeah, and that's just over these really simple releases that we've been doing. And it's also in this space because one of my capacities is creating a space where it's easy and it's permitted and it's actually encouraged for you to release these energies and emotions. I was talking with a client the other day, and she was feeling so bad, gross, and awful that she didn't want anyone to feel those feelings. So she was holding those gross feelings inside because she didn't feel it was safe to release them. And it was because she was protecting other people from those. Now, how kind and caring is that? And so one of the parts is what emotions are you holding in? And when I'm talking about releasing these, I'm not saying like if you're mad at someone that you have to go out and say something to them. No, you don't. What we want to do is just release these energies you've been holding on to that are not a contribution for you to be holding on to. Woo. Yeah. And so any of those energies that you were afraid to let go of because you were afraid that it would hurt somebody, or those energies were just so gross and awful, you didn't want anyone else to be exposed to them. Ooh, that's even a more strong read. That you are holding on to those because you don't want anyone else to feel those awful feelings that you're feeling. So all those energies that we can just release easily and quickly now. Woo! Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all those energies to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Let's pull all that out. Pull all that out. Pull all that out. Yeah, and I can really feel that on my arms right now. So I'm just going to wipe that off. Wipe that off. Wipe that off. Oh, once again, and you feel how you feel so much more relaxed, peaceful, and at ease? Yeah, and if you're not feeling enough of that, once again, you can put a message to me in the comments, or you can send me an email, and I'm happy to do a couple quick clearings with you to help you change and shift to release all this. And then the other part is I'm going to be opening up my energetic awareness membership group in the next few weeks. And in that group, we meet once a week and we do a lot of energy release, letting go, so that you can clear out those energies that that kind of build up and energetically aware people over the week, woo, over the month, or even over a lifetime. And we go through many different topics, topics that are up for people, energetically aware people in the world, topics around, like we did one just a week ago about releasing the new year, or releasing the past year and bringing in the new year. Upcoming, we're going to be working on what's in the way of you using your magic. Whoa, do you feel the energy on what's in the way of you using your magic? Wow, yeah, there's a lot of energy on that. And why is that? Well, because there's a lot of external resistance that's in the way that's making it hard for you to use your magic. And if you have that much resistance just on the general topic of what's in the way resisting you from using your magic, um, what what more areas, if we delve specifically into them, we'll be able to change, clear, and release. Now, this is something that I will. One of the parts about the energetic awareness group is we're dealing with the most current information. Information I'm downloading, I'm looking to change and shift my capacities. And the part about the magic was just came in a couple days ago, all the places that are resisting you from using your magic. And one of the big ones is the belief that if you use your magic, you might accidentally hurt somebody. Oh, yikes. Do you feel the energy on that? Wow. And one of the parts is when you're trying to suppress your energy, suppress your magic so that you might, to protect all these other people around you, you're really suppressing yourself. And when you suppress yourself, it's really hard to be fully actuated and to feel fully alive and actually create the life that you would like. Ooh, yeah. So everything all of that brought up, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Ooh, and you feel the resistance on that? Yeah. And so one of the parts that I've discovered, been doing all this work, is anytime there's resistance on something that you kind of know you would want to change and clear, there's kind of two areas there. One, there's potentially some contracts that have been put in place to make it harder for you to do that. There's some sort of belief system that feels logical and that feels like it's protective to keep that limitation in place. Oh, okay. So I guess that's big for many people. Is it feels like there's a good reason to keep that in place. So one of the parts that we do in this work is we look at the logical reason for holding on to that. So if you really still believe, and actually a lot of people do, that if you used your magic, you could hurt somebody, that's very logical that you would not want to use your magic. And so what we need to do is work on changing that quote unquote logical belief to one that's actually true and correct. Now, because while it seems logical that if you might accidentally hurt somebody with your magic, that you should just not use your magic at all, or you should use it in very limited ways. Ooh, you feel the energy on that you should only use your magic in limited ways? Yeah, we can only use it in a limited way that prevents you from using it in areas that would actually be a really big contribution for you to use them. Woo! So everything that just brought up. Woo! Release, 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 release. Let go, let go, let go, let go. Yeah. And what we can do is there's some ways that we can shift that. So you still have um, it's not the belief, but you have the intention that any magic that you would use would be a contribution to you and to other people. Or at the very worst, it would not impact other people when you are using it. Ooh, do you feel that there's still this bit about if you used your magic, it would impact people negatively? Ugh, yeah. So that's what we're going to be working on in one of my upcoming membership classes and calls. Because when you can access more of the authentic you, when you can access more of the magic that you just naturally have, you can create so much more change in your life. So a lot of the parts well, basically, anytime you're trying to create positive change in your life and it's not working, that just means there's something energetic behind it that's keeping it from changing. So this is the part where I disagree with many of the people out there. They promote that all you have to do is think positively. All you have to do is think positive, and then you'll be able to achieve what you would like. Well, that's nice, and part of it that's true. But what happens if there's something blocking it? Just thinking positive isn't going to change it. For example, if you're trying to push a car, that maybe the engine isn't working, you just need to push it down the street. If you start pushing on it, but the emergency brake is on, no matter how hard you push on it, you're not going to be able to move it. And that's what energetic resistance, energetic blocks do. They're that emergency brake. And no matter how positive you are, no matter how much you're huffing and puffing, you won't be able to move it unless you release that emergency brake. Ooh, yep. So everywhere you've been blaming yourself for not being able to create the positive contributive change in your life that you would like. Woo, when it actually wasn't your fault. There were actually energetic blocks, energetic resistance in your way that was preventing you from doing that. Woo, do you choose to remove those judgments that you had about yourself? Ugh, yikes. Yeah, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Yeah, and that's one of the things that we do in all of our membership classes and any of the work that you'll be doing with me is removing those judgments of you. Because the thing is any judgments you have about yourself or about a topic are energetic weights that you're one carrying. That's the part that's so amazing about doing energetic release work is you always feel lighter afterwards because you're pushing off these judgments you've been carrying around. That's an energetic and actually even a physical weight. Whoa, do you feel the energy on those energetic weights are actually physical weights? Woo, one of the reasons you can be tired during the day is you're carrying all those around. And then the other part is contrary to what so many people have said, that if you judge something harsh enough, you've judged something wrong enough, that you'll be able to change it. You'll be forced to change it. What I've found is the opposite. If you have big judgments around something, you have to first move those judgments out of the way and then take that step. And sometimes moving those judgments out is really hard, especially if you're not looking at them. But if we're looking at them energetically, we can just remove those judgments so you can easily take your next step. So I'm going to put a link below so you can find out more about your Energetic Powers membership group, which we meet weekly. And this is one of the tools that I've really found is that meeting with a group of like-minded people once a week can really remind you of you being special and you having your magical powers. Because this world, this muggle world, basically is telling you that your magic does not exist, you're small, you're weak, and everybody else is more powerful than you. Whew. So everything that is, release, 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 release. Yeah, and I don't like talking about the negative very much, but when we recognize that that's what's going on outside of that, it makes a lot more sense. While you can feel so much better after being around an energetically aware person for a short amount of time, because you are reminded of who you are. You're reminded of that special person that you are. Do you feel your body smile on that? Because this isn't a false positivity. It's that you are more magical. You are more special than you're giving yourself credit for. Awesome. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you, whether it's in the comments below, private message, or even in the membership group. So let's see, what's everything in the way of you having a good or even a great week? Ugh. And everything that's in the way of you having a good or a great week, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Whoosh. Out, 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 out. So I'm Max Riggs, an Energetic Awareness Explorer and Guide. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.